From the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, this is your weather tonight.
Can't rule out a stray shower or thunderstorm as we head through the next few hours, but those will be fading away near and after midnight. Staying mostly cloudy, though, as we get into the upper 60s for morning lows around daybreak. Warming back into the 70s by late morning, and I think we're going to make the mid-80s or so by the afternoon with partly sunny skies with a few more showers, maybe a thunderstorm possible for our Tuesday as well. A few remaining showers and thunderstorms possible, especially close to I-65 over North Alabama through about midnight or so, and then everything fades away going into the early morning. Clouds will be thicker closer to I-65 over North Alabama, so your morning lows may be closer to the lower 70s, whereas it's closer to the mid-60s back here from Highway 43 and west in southern Middle Tennessee and northwest Alabama, where we have a few breaks in the cloud cover. We'll have some sunshine at times that will warm us into the 80s tomorrow. A few spotty showers and thunderstorms possible midday and afternoon. The bulk of the rain, however, will be off to our southeast from south and central Alabama up into northern Georgia with that stalled frontal boundary that's brought the cooler air to the area. And then rain chances honestly backing off here for the rest of the week. We have the frontal boundary down to the south that will be the main focus for rain and thunderstorms to our south tomorrow, and then drier air gets recirculated back into the area on Wednesday with northerly winds. This is on the outer periphery of what will soon be Hurricane Idalia that will make landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. So we will actually, because of Idalia, see drier air and increasing sunshine for the middle of the week, highs in the low to mid 80s. Idalia pulls off the East Coast by Thursday, and we're left with the light northerly flow here, drier air, and mostly sunny skies for our Thursday. But we start to see a little more return flow from the Gulf Friday into the weekend, and that begins to warm temperatures back up. So mid-80s or so for Tuesday, low to mid-80s for Wednesday and Thursday with a drier air in place. And then we start to moderate the temperatures once again Friday and going into the weekend. Have two different systems we're watching in the tropics. First off the East Coast here, we have powerful Hurricane Franklin out in the western Atlantic teetering on Category 5 intensity this evening. Powerhouse storm out there that will not directly be affecting the United States outside of a rip current risk on the East Coast. That will not make a hit to the United States and is probably going to stay west of Bermuda, recurving out here into the open Atlantic. Maybe some interest in the Canadian Maritimes later in the week, have some problems with that. What we're watching for United States impact during the middle of the week is what's still Tropical Storm Idalia, but very close to hurricane intensity. Center of circulation here is about to go over the far western tip of Cuba. You see a new burst of intense convection right near the center of circulation. That may be the beginning of further intensification tonight, and it's already teetering right there just below hurricane intensity as of the 7 p.m. advisory. Maximum sustained winds are at 70 miles per hour, but the recon plane has been there and found pressure has dropped down to 983 millibars. So this is right on the cusp of becoming a hurricane. And by the 10 p.m. advisory, or just before that, this may become Hurricane Idalia. Latest track, and the track does get updated at 10 p.m. local time. We'll be carrying this north into the Gulf of Mexico, and we expect the likelihood of rapid intensification during the day on Tuesday into a major hurricane making landfall early Wednesday on the Big Bend of Florida as a Category 3, possibly higher, hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Major surge impacts, major wind impacts, major flooding impacts down there. This is a high-impact hurricane situation for the northern part of Florida here, especially the Big Bend area. This will not have any direct local impacts on the Tennessee Valley. Like we talked about, we're not even expecting rain from this. If anything, the only impact we see is some breezy conditions on Wednesday from the gradient wind out of the north and drier air and sunny skies. This will indirectly rather, give us increasing sunshine over the Tennessee Valley as we head Wednesday into Thursday. As you get that first cup of coffee in the morning, looking mostly cloudy to partly sunny to begin our Tuesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s for the most part. And then we warm up into the mid 80s By the afternoon, a few showers and thunderstorms possible, especially midday and toward the late afternoon. Highs generally in the low to mid 80s. If the clouds hang around, it may be closer to the lower 80s, but we're going to say up to mid 80s are possible. And then hanging in the low to mid 80s here for Wednesday and Thursday. Increasing sunshine. We do start to warm up going into the weekend though, and I think we'll be back into the lower 90s Sunday into Labor Day on Monday. There's the Luke's latest 7-day forecast. Kelly Rosson's in the Weather Center tomorrow morning with another check of your local weather.